and welcome to the Erica Glessing Show. This is Erica, and I'm opening with a happiness quotation that I have to say, I wrote this in 2010, and it got into my book, Happiness Quotations. And when I was looking at the energy of what I wanted to share today, it matched it perfectly. So this was called, Is Something Good About to Happen? So is something good about to happen? And really, so what I love about this one is it teaches you to look for something good, so that just like something good's going to happen, like you're going to get the award, or that you're going to be recognized for something that you did that was special for someone, or you're going to get a call saying that something went through, or something did yes, or you know what I'm saying? So I want you today, if you could, just to look around for something good, like what could happen that's good. And then since now you're kind of knowing something good's going to happen, when the phone rings, you're like, hello, hello, like, is this the good thing? Like, I know something good's going to happen. Is this the good thing? Or you're at the store and you're standing in line, you're looking at the person next to you, like, is this the good thing? Wow. So everything that you look at today, be like, is this a good thing? Which is much different from, oh my gosh, what tree's going to fall on my head? Oh, so that's your happiness quotation for today. Now enjoy the interview coming up on the Erica Glessing Show, and make it a wonderful day. Head over to happinessquotations.com to read this one and 800 others. Happy quotes that I wrote. Thank you. So hello, welcome. This is Erica Glessing. You're joining me for the Erica Glessing Show, where you receive 8 minutes of daily inspiration for both entrepreneurs and lightworkers. I'm really blessed to have my next guest. Her name is Cindy J. She is the Visibility Whiz. She actually got introduced to me through one of my other guests, Kim Julin, and I'm really glad to have you here. How's it going today, Cindy? How are you?
I am great. It's going great. Always great. Something to be happy for always.
What part of the world are you in? Where are we talking to you from?
I am in sort of Central California. I'm in middle of the desert.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Very small town.
Oh, okay. So we're in the same state.
Yes. I was 90 miles from anywhere, because I'm literally 90 miles from any other town or city.
Are you 90 miles from I-5?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Wow. Very cool. So I love the fact that you interview people about business success and building success in 15-minute increments. So that's super exciting. What gave you the idea to do your podcast? Everybody, it's called Biz Success in 15.
What gave me the idea was because, I'm going to lose words here. World's going so fast, and typically we want something to happen fast. And it's really easy to add little 15-minute increments into your day to build daily habits in 15 minutes. So therefore, that's what gave me the idea of the Biz Success in 15. So I've interviewed over 60 people so far, some really 6 and 7 and 8-figure experts that are sharing their tips and strategies for building your business in 15 minutes. And I've gotten some great tips in there.
I love it. I do it in 8 minutes, but I kind of do everything quickly. Tell me a little bit about visibility. One of the things that I notice with a lot of the authors that I represent is, and actually also some of the podcasters that I work with, is there's almost like this push me, pull you thing with visibility, where there's like this desire to have more visibility, but then this like pulling back from actually taking action to have more visibility. And maybe just share a little bit about like how we push it away and what we can change that.
With visibility, it's an interesting thing, because we all know that we need it and want it, but a lot of it, I think, is the confusion of actually what visibility is. because a lot of times, especially whenever you write a book or you're a new coach, it's like, well, I have to tell everybody about my products and services. And that's what they think visibility is. Whereas visibility is just really, it's becoming an expert in your field. That's what you want, more than visible, because you can be visible to millions of people. But if you're selling baby stuff and you're visible to a million people that are over 70, it's not going to do you any good. So it's building the expertise in your field so that whenever people see you, they automatically link you to what it is that you do.
That's really true. I mean, as I know that when I first started teaching people how to make their podcasts, it took a while. Like it was about 8 months before I started getting those messages in my inbox. Hey, I'm thinking of starting a podcast. I thought of you. Like it's like gold. You're like, oh my gosh, I was like top of mind. And it seems like there's like a that kind of visibility I think is really fun.
And I think too, something that holds people back is simply they're afraid of making a fatal mistake. And you know, me included, I had to get visible 100% online because I am 90 miles from anywhere. And I wrote this article. I started out as a coach in 2009 as a divorce coach. So I wrote this article about friends with benefits whenever you're going through a divorce. And so Huffington Post picked up this article. Then they invited me to Huffington Post Live. So I was super jazzed, right? I'm going to be on Huffington Post Live. And we do this interview, and then Huffington Post Live starts advertising the episode as certified divorce coach tells all of her clients to find a friend with benefits. And I thought, oh my God. You know, what I was intending to say was, I tell all of my clients it is better to have a friend with benefits than to have multiple one-night stands. At that particular time, I had a client who she was having like 7 one-night stands a week, right? And you don't want that many.
Like, hey, baby, maybe you should find a friend with benefits.
Yeah, exactly. And I was horrified. And I got a lot of hate mail, you know, in Huffington Post comments and stuff. And I was like, just crawled into my hole and cried. And I thought, this is horrible. Oh my God, if Huffington Post says this about me. But then an interesting thing started happening as people started responding really to what my message was. They was listening to me and going past the advertising from Huffington Post, and it boosted my business tremendously. And what it is there's no fatal mistake that you can make.
Right.
And even if somebody else misquotes you or says something, the only way it's going to be fatal is if you choose to stop and you let it be fatal, because there's always blessings in every single thing that happens to you.
And Cindy, when I worked for Intel Corporation, there was this thing that nobody talks about anymore, but it was called the Pentium flaw. So it was in the early 90s and mid 90s, and I was in community relations. So I went to Boston and I was representing Intel at this big event with other people who did public affairs. And I said, well, what we've really learned is the power of the internet. Because what was happening was it was a flaw that was 9 digits out. So anybody who doesn't do math, it's not really going to influence. But because the internet had gained in popularity, was just beginning really, we saw the potency of all this rapid communication about a flaw. And so Intel had to, basically offer to replace all the chips free. But as I said, something like, this thing that was getting them so much bad press, I said, well, it's really teaching them the power of the internet. I walked around at this, it was like a cocktail hour, and I heard someone saying what I had said to someone else.
Right.
which is spinning. It was a spin. I mean, to be honest, it was a spin because it was saying, yes, there's a flaw, but isn't this interesting? Because it's talking about the power of the internet. So it was definitely like a spin. But then I actually immediately saw people start mouthing what I had just said. Like they were then telling it the way I told it, so that because as soon as you say, well, instead of having like gobs of one night stands, I think it's better to have friends with benefits. That makes perfect sense, right?
Yeah. So it was an interesting period.
So
But
you
it's
kind of
definitely,
think all fame is good fame, even if it's bad fame to begin with.
because it's your attitude. It's how you swing it, and it's how you decide to deal with it. Um, but it definitely boosted my business, and the more visible I got, then entrepreneurs, when I would go to events, other coaches and colleagues would say, hey, I see you everywhere. How did you get all these places? So I morphed into being the visibility whiz, simply because I had to 100% use anything and everything online I could use to get visible for my divorce coaching business, which is now closed.
That's
100%
funny.
the
So if
visibility.
what's like one step someone could take if they were kind of listening and they're like, okay, I'm ready to have more visibility. Just like what's one concrete thing someone can do to shift that around?
Again, it goes to mindset. Everything starts with mindset. The reason you're not afraid, you know what to do. Everybody knows, hey, you can go make a post on Facebook or on Twitter, or you can write a blog post or do a video. Everybody knows that you can do these things. It all comes down to confidence, because you're afraid to do it. And a lot of people want to say, well, I'm not confident enough to do it. But confidence is never a place that you attain. Confidence is something that you are. It's a place of being. And I like to say that confidence is simply you being willing to do that what you're afraid of. And so whatever you're afraid of doing, step out of that fear, and you're confident just by doing it. Nice. That's how you build your confidence. And the more you do it, the more confident you are. As far as one,
that's about our time, sweetheart. We kind of it goes so fast on my show. I'm sorry about that. Usually it doesn't always, but we could probably talk about it. It seems like we have so much in common. We could talk about things forever. So why don't you let my audience know how they can reach you and find out more information?
They can go to my website, cindyjholbrook.com. Or you could even just type in visibilitywiz.com. That's visibility, then wiz, wiz.com, and that will link you over to my site, Cindy J. Holbrook.
Great. Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.